All right, without further ado, let's get into the latest episode of Kayla Knows Nothing. She just watched, for the first time viewer here, watched The Watchers on the Wall, the second to last episode of Season 4. AKA the one where they have the giant big old battle at the wall.
Big old battle.
It was a big old battle. Let's just talk about that. So, the action filmmaking here. Pretty intense. I think they kind of upped the game since the last time they had a big battle. Because they have more money at this point. Any moments stand out to you?
I didn't like... Okay. It's just... I feel like... Where did this army come from? Because they only show this little group of wildlings, and then all of a sudden there's like thousands upon thousands of people. It's like, where did they come from?
Gotcha. I can't explain that bit. The one on, so we're at Castle Black.
Yes.
The one approaching from the south, that's Ygritte and Tormund and their band. That's the ones that Jon went over the wall with.
Right.
So they've always been like, I don't know, like 50 people or something. The other one, remember when Jon was north of the wall and at that giant camp? And he met Mance Rayder and the Wildling King.
Yes.
It was last season and the end of the second season.
Oh, so they were coming from both sides.
Oh yeah, Ygritte and Tormund come from this side.
Got it.
The great majority of the army.
The big wall's on.
They were on the other side of the wall because they all can't climb the damn thing.
Okay, that makes sense. And I also, where did the mammoth come from? And
the mammoth, and we have seen giants.
And the giant people.
We definitely seen giants. They were in the Wildling camp before, and Jon's like, what the hell? And Mance was like, wait, there's been a giant before?
And I didn't like them.
I don't like giants. Oh, why not?
I don't know.
They just...
Because I feel like it's a little too sci-fi for me.
This definitely did amp up the fantasy bits.
I like the real bits.
And I mean, we did, to be fair, we have seen giants. I think we even saw a mammoth, but I forget. But yes, we're definitely a little more in Lord of the Rings-y stuff going on here.
Okay, other than that, I liked it.
But yeah, I mean, the giant, I did like the bit where the giant had the giant bow and arrow and shot the arrow.
Yeah.
It just speared the guy way top of the wall.
That thing flew.
It was fun. I feel like they were throwing out ideas, like, what if a giant scythe came down and chopped up the wall? And what if a wolf ate people's faces? And what if a giant had a giant bow and arrow and just like, yes,
Can you imagine being in the writing room?
I imagine there was some fist pumping and a lot of chugging Red Bulls and just writing furiously on a dry erase board.
Yeah, it was pretty gory. We saw a lot of arrows, a hammer in a head,
the hammer,
knife through an eye.
And the man was trying to tear the door off.
The wolf eating faces.
How did the action compare to the last time we saw a big battle?
It was kind of nonstop.
Yeah, it definitely, they amped it up a bit. I think they had more money.
I missed the wildfire. Was that what the last one was?
Right, that was what Tyrion blew up the thing with. There was nothing. There was no moment as big as that.
Right. What was in the barrels that they were tossing over the wall?
I don't know.
Because it wasn't really. It didn't have the same effect as the wildfire.
Oh, it wasn't wildfire. It was just normal fire. Some kind of explosive. I don't know what it was exactly.
Okay. I mean, I think the special effects were a lot better this time around.
They were. I actually kind of like the Blackwater thing better. I think it's more kind of better paced. This one is just, I don't know. I like violence much the next guy.
There was one part where they just like panned like the whole
that was impressive.
Area for
like
5 minutes.
They clearly put some effort into it.
Yeah.
And it was nice
like
to see.
nonstop action.
But beyond just, holy crap, wow, action, we spent some time with Sam at the top of the episode. He was kind of like...
He's a doll. I love him.
He was a big part of this one, actually.
He's someone that I thought would just kind of like hide like the other man, and he was really proud of the fact that he was going to be a man and fight.
Yeah, he stepped up. And he did kill somebody. He killed the Fen, crossbowed in the face. Mm-hmm. So that's, I guess, a good on him.
Right in the middle of the forehead.
How did he react when he found out that Gilly, his lady love, was actually alive and had survived?
He was thrilled.
Of course he was thrilled.
He made them open the gate, let her in,
and got kind
put
of
her in hiding.
Put her in hiding. Was that a good idea? Bad idea? Shove her down a little?
I hope it's a good idea.
Well, yeah, I mean, she survived, but...
I don't know what happens next now that the other guy knows that she's hiding.
Well, also, they know that he's hiding.
Oh, right. So maybe they'll keep each other secret.
Remember, he wasn't supposed to hide. This is Janos Slint. He was the bald, kind of jackassy commander. He's been around for a while.
Okay.
Do you recall when we first met him?
do not recall.
Because Tyrion actually fired him from the King's Landing City Watch and sent him to the Wall way back in season 2.
Oh, okay.
He even betrayed Ned. He had a hand in that whole thing. So he's actually been around for a while.
So you're saying he deserves to die?
I'm saying that he's been around for a while and he is not a wonderful person.
Okay.
And how did he react when he was put in charge of the Wall?
He didn't know what to do.
He kind of choked.
So they kind of told a secret to get him back down so then Jon could take charge.
I think that guy just said, like, you wanted back downstairs. He just left. I don't think there even was anything.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, told a lie, not a secret.
A secret.
But no, I'm happy that they're back reunited. I hope that they don't make her leave with the baby.
I mean, Sam said he wouldn't.
Okay.
That this kind of cleansed him of that.
He was very calm through the whole thing. I was very surprised.
Me too, actually. I forgot how calm he was.
He's a lot more brave than I expected.
How about the other leader, who we've also met a bunch of times? He's been around since the first season. He was the kind of jackass drill sergeant that made Sam and Jon's lives miserable way back when.
He's never really
Alistair
liked
Thorne.
Jon Snow.
He hasn't. But they had kind of a nice conversation this one, right?
Yeah, he basically said that he should have listened to him when blocking off the tunnel.
And he said that he didn't listen to him because if you second guess yourself as a leader, there's no coming back from that. Mm-hmm. What's your impression of this guy? Is he someone who someone can trust? Because
did he die?
He didn't. He got
They
wounded.
dragged him away.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's not a coward like Janos.
I think he's a very prideful. What's his title? Sergeant.
Oh, I think he's right now
Leader?
acting Lord Commander because the last one's dead.
I just think, he doesn't want to listen to anybody else and thinks it's his way.
At the same time, do you think Jon can work with him?
I think they can. I think they had a little groundbreaking talk up there.
Yeah, and I mean, they both want the same thing. They want to defend the Wall from the wildlings. Mm-hmm. That's good.
I think they'd be better working together.
Me too. But the big leadership story here is obviously Jon Snow himself. He kind of steps into the leadership role.
He did what he's been wanting to do for so long.
Has he been wanting to do that?
Well, they keep making him. He always wanted to help the people learn how to fight, and they keep putting him elsewhere. So this was his time to step up and shine.
And how'd he do?
Great.
He did do a very good job. He stopped them. He stopped everybody.
He did.
He fought people. He got a hammer in some guy's head.
He told them to block the gate. Everyone died there. That was sad.
They did die there, but they stopped the giant.
They did.
Oh, by the way, so those guys, just on a little side note, the one who made the big speech in the tunnel is named Gren, and then the one who got shot through the neck with an arrow is named Pip. Did you even know those guys were characters? They've been around for a while, but
nope.
no, I don't blame. They were. They don't. They never really made an impression.
There's kind of a lot of people on this show.
There's a lot of people on this show.
But I'm sad they're gone.
Good. I mean, it doesn't really matter as long as it still hits home when it happens, so that's fine. But yeah, so Jon had made some good strides. Do you think his decision at the end was appropriate? That he was able to kind of defend the castle for a night, but he's like, well, they still have a lot more folk than we do, and we can't keep doing this forever. We're like 100 people here, so he's going to go and do what?
I don't know. He just left. I didn't know why he was leaving.
I mean, he explained it. He said he's going to go out. He's going to find Mance Rayder, who is their leader.
Reinforcement.
Who he's met before. And his idea is the only reason the wildlings are together...
Make peace.
Oh, no. He's going to kill him.
Oh.
I mean...
So that settles that. But did he leave a sword?
He laid this out. He did leave his sword.
So that seems...
And he has a knife somewhere. It does seem a little counterintuitive. And the idea is that the wildlings are naturally at odds with each other. You know, they're wild. They're all kind of individualistic. So this Mance Rayder guy had to convince them all to kind of join together just because the White Walkers are so much worse than they themselves are.
Okay.
But his idea is if I kill Mance Rayder, the reason they're together will be gone. So they'll disperse. That's his plan. But
Sounds good in theory, but I don't...
Giving away the sword doesn't seem like a great way to go about it, and we don't know what happens until next time because it gave us a little cliffhanger.
I won't be sleeping until then.
Oh, good. Okay, keep it on edge of your seat. Do we have a question mark?
What do you think about the Master Aemon and talking about his life before the Wall from Lauren? His love life, and if he has some Targaryen babies running around, and how exactly is he related to Dany? And is Aemon Dany's uncle?
Damn. Lauren with a multi-part question. I did have him in the outline, though. Sam spoke to the very elderly blind man in the library toward the beginning.
And
I guess 2 questions. Do you remember who this guy is, and what insight did he impart?
At one point, was he in King's Landing? No.
I mean, when he was a kid.
Oh.
But
Well, he just
since we've
revealed
known him
that
under the wall.
he revealed that he's been in love before.
Right.
Because Sam was trying to look up how to cope with losing someone you love.
I think he'd assumed that Gilly was dead. It was
Right.
just kind of self-medicating by reading a lot. That's how Sam deals with grief, is
It's
to read.
Well, as a matter of fact, I've loved too.
Yeah, I may be old, but come on, people, get with it. But do you recall when we've seen him before and kind of who he is?
Is he like a man of God? He looks like a
Maybe.
monk or something.
I mean, he's the maester of Castle Black, which means like they're kind of all-purpose doctor, scholar person. Everyone's got one. And he's been around since the first season. The kind of interesting thing about him is that he is actually Daenerys' great uncle. Yeah, I think so.
I feel like everyone's tied to Daenerys somehow.
A lot of them go back. When he was a kid, that was when her family was still ruling from King's Landing and stuff.
Okay.
And his brother became king, and then had Daenerys' father, and he went up to the wall instead to become a maester. So he's seen some stuff in his life.
Seen some stuff he has.
But now he's just advising young, love-lorn fat people on how to get over their girlfriends. There's nothing wrong with that. And
No,
he
I thought
seems
it was
like
a very
nice
sweet
guy.
moment. Yes, they both seem like gentle souls, consoling each
It's
other.
also the beginning when Sam is clearly thinking about, he has Gilly on the brain all the time.
Mm-hmm. He loves
when
her.
he talks to John about, the vows say we can't marry or have kids.
What about other
They don't
things?
really say we can't have sex. Just putting that out there. Maybe it comes up later. So Sam is thinking of ways
And then
around.
he kissed her.
He did kiss her. That's
That was-
always nice.
yeah.
A good movie kiss. Doesn't like that. So it seems like they're closer than ever. But unfortunately, the other couple of the night, it didn't go so well for them.
I didn't like this part.
So, but you knew that a confrontation was coming, right?
I thought they'd meet back up and then she'd come over to his side.
That'd be nice. This is John and Ygritte. So they storm Castle Black, Ygritte, and she's taking no prisoners, by the way. She is definitely killing folk.
Yeah.
She killed Pip, who nobody cared about, but she killed him. And then
I'm
Sam
surprised
got her
she
from his
didn't
arms.
kill Sam in that same moment because I thought they saw each other. I thought she saw him.
They did, yeah. And well, thank God she didn't. But I guess maybe she saw other folk who looked like they were more of a threat.
Right.
That's what I'm guessing.
Good
'cause
point.
Sam, But she sees Jon Snow, knocks the arrow, gonna shoot,
Can't
and then
do
what
it.
happens?
Can't do it. They lock eyes. He smiled at her.
He did smile at her. I guess it's involuntary.
That was smiling at you? No way. While she's stalling, and I wanted them to run to each other and kiss.
That would've been
But
nice.
then that little twerp shoots her through the heart.
Do you recall who that little twerp is, though?
Sam was talking to him, right? Because he was
Yeah.
scared.
Remember that we met him earlier. He was in that village that the wildlings attacked, and Ygritte actually killed
that's
his
the
dad
little
right in
boy.
front of him. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Ygritte killed his dad right
So
in
it's
front
kind
of
of
him.
like an eye for an eye thing.
A little. I mean, it's still upsetting.
Yeah.
But let's not forget that Ygritte does kill people.
Right.
Decent people.
So, okay, that makes more sense now that he's the one that put the arrow through her
Did
heart.
it to her. But she did die.
And then she said, we should have never left the cave. Or
Right.
I never wanted to leave the cave or something. He's like, we'll
Remember
go
the
back to
cave?
the cave.
And then her final line, one final, you know nothing, Jon Snow.
Yeah.
We should change the name of this show now.
Why does the show do this to me?
It is too bad. But, life goes on. This show
Does it?
goes on. Jon Snow goes on. Ygritte died. But the rest of them, they go on. And
How many big names do they kill per season?
it changes. I can't tell you that another big name dies next week.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe not someone, maybe it's a good guy, it's a bad guy, you don't know. Just someone who's been a part of the show for a
Are
while.
we watching 1 or 2 next week?
One.
Okay.
One
Season
the
finale,
next
season
one, yes,
4.
the season finale is pretty big, so we'll watch just the one. And I think we'll do a giveaway next week, too.
Oh, nice.
This coloring book, probably. Or the
We
stamp.
still have this?
We do. We've been waiting for the right time. I also ordered some Game of Thrones wine so we can ruminate on season 4 as we get plastered. Anyway, any other comments or questions, Mark?
Are you well and truly hooked on Game of Thrones, Kayla?
I think I am, but it's hard because I'm not allowed to watch more than the recommended amount of episodes per week. So I can't look ahead, even though I sometimes want to.
I mean, I will say that, you know, I hear her watching it, and it is fun when you're like, oh, or no.
Today I was like, no, I hate the show. Don't kill her.
We'll be back next week with the season 4 finale, The Children, and then I think we'll do 3 after that. Our first 3
Whoa.
to
I'm
get
up for
things
it.
rolling.
I'm up for the challenge.
We thank you guys for joining us. We'll do a giveaway next week too, and we'll see you next Wednesday on WIC Live.
See you then.